Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. That drive-in was actually driving into Washington, D.C., through the interstates and stuff, and through the tunnels, and I'm here actually outside of Union Station, waiting for my daughter to get in from her trip to New York. So she'll be here in a few minutes or so. So I've got a few minutes to kill, and of course I want to bring you up to speed. I tell you what, this Samsung Ultra camera on here, or cameras, there's 5 cameras. I remember the first time I heard that they had multiple. What do you need so many cameras for? Now I understand. But I tell you, seeing the picture as I'm going through the tunnels underneath the DC, I felt like I was in Star Wars, like we're trying the original Star Wars movie, and we're in the trench and we're trying to hit that little target there to blow up the Death Star. It literally, it's one thing when you're looking, at the real tunnel and stuff, but then you get this realism that seems even more real when you're looking at the camera. I was like, damn, as you see the bridge kind of coming at you and going over, it's like, wow. It's like better than real life. I mean, I'm looking at high def. I guess looking on the phone is like ultra high def. So it's kind of crazy. And I just had a person that just walked past, and they think I'm crazy because they're like, he ain't got nobody else in the car, and he's got hands in the air, and he's talking like crazy. So they probably think I'm crazy, which it's kind of fitting for Washington, D.C. Kind of like their fans. Yeah, those Washington mother humpers, they talk to themselves too. Skins fan all day. You talk to yourself. Anyway, the Dallas Cowboys are trying to get their team together. For the most part, you've got a lot of talent in there. One of the areas that we have big concern is backup quarterback. We got Double G, we got Ben DiNucci, and so on, and you don't really have a veteran presence that's on the team, and you want to try and have the best that you can. You learned the hard way. Without Dak Prescott, we're not going anywhere. Andy Dalton has gone to, of course, to the Chicago Bears, okay? So, we don't have that backup. And the Cowboys have been bringing in, they brought in 2 guys last week. We had a guy who was from Denver, before that. They haven't found the right guy that fits what they're doing or familiarity. Well, word is that the Cowboys are bringing in 27-year-old Brett Hundley from, he went to school at UCLA. He was a 5th-round drafted quarterback, I think, in 2015. I want to say 2015. I may be wrong. Journeyman. He's played with Seattle. He played with Arizona. And famously actually had 9 games that he played in with the Green Bay Packers under Mike McCarthy. And this may be the end for him because it's familiarity with Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy knows him. And during those 9 games where he played as the Packers quarterback, he was 3-6. And I know you're thinking, okay, 3-6, that's terrible. Well, his numbers aren't really that bad. He had 59.1% completions. He has 1,902 yards, although the passes were dink and dunk, 5.6 yard per completion. Not exactly great. He had 9 TDs and 13 interceptions. It's a backup quarterback. There's a reason why you're a backup. If you had great numbers, you'd be a starting quarterback. That's why you are a backup. But there's not a lot of backups that you look at and say they should be a starting quarterback because they're starting quarterbacks. But as you poo-poo this guy, here's a funny one for you. You know how Philly 500, no matter who the Eagles sign, it doesn't matter. Philly 500 is going to tell you, it's great. It's exactly what we need, man. This guy's incredible. Just like the guy they just signed from Jacksonville. This guy that they signed from Jacksonville has a quarterback QBR of 120 going against him. He's given up like 89%, okay, completions against him, okay? And the Jaguars literally are laughing at the Eagles because they're like, we got rid of a guy that we thought was a bust. We got somebody else that we think is better, and we got a 6th-round draft pick. The Eagles, you're just dumb. But here's Philly 500. Oh, this is great, man. This is where we need a starting slot corner. I hope he is your starting slot corner. I do. It's just like when you said, oh, we got big play Slay. And it's really big play made on Slay. You know, and just like, oh, Deshaun Jackson. Oh, we got a deep threat. You got a guy who can't get off of the injury table. So I'm not going to tell you that, you know, this guy is going to be the game changer. This guy is going to be, you know, the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I will say this much. In comparison to Jalen Hurts, the starting quarterback for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts has 4 starts to his name, and they're 1-3. You multiply that out to a 9-game season, okay? That would be 3-9 versus 3-6. So we're talking about Brett Hundley having a better record, win percentage record than Jalen Hurts. When it comes to completion percentage, he at least had completed 59% of his passes to only 52 for Hurts. And he's got 1,900 yards to the 1,000 yards that the Eagles have. So here's my thing, and you can call it hate if you want to. I had people saying, you know, why are you hitting the Eagles? You're overconfident. I'm not overconfident in anything about my team. I feel good that if we can keep the players that I know we have out there, that we'll be more competitive. If we have a defense that plays better than they did last year, that's not completely ass, that's not giving up 36 points, we have a chance in games. I look at my schedule and say, the only schedule that is actually easier than ours is the Eagles. So these are things that, you know, we ended up 6-10 last year without most of our starting people in the worst defensive football and no offensive line. With getting those people back alone and having an extra year and a softer schedule, we got to be better than 6-10. So that's where I have hope. But could you imagine if we basically, this is how crazy it is. Basically, you could say Brett Hundley, if he was our starting quarterback, that's basically what the Eagles have right now. Think about it. The Eagles have a starting quarterback that's got 4 games experience. And in those 4 games that he played, had almost the most fumbles in the NFL. Yeah. So we'll see if Brett Hundley, I think he will be the 4th or the 5th quarterback that we brought in this offseason to try and make the squad. We'll see if he's going to be the one that they end up signing and keeping. I definitely, like I said, think he's got the inside track because Mike McCarthy's had him and knows him. Mike McCarthy likes his guys. So there you go. There's that. As always, I'm going to keep hitting those Eagles, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.